main objectives or my main aim for taking this or choosing this topic. It's all about what a power supply is, the types of power supplies, some differences between between power supplies, then also parts of power supplies and their functions. And the last one is going to be importance of power supplies. So as you can see on this image, you can find an image on how do a power supply. So the one on my far right is an image of a power supply, how it looks like. Okay, so a power supply is a device that converts the output from an alternating current power, which is the alternating. No, most of us call it AC. Yes, AC. So power line to a ready direct current, popularly known as the DC. So when we talk about power supply, this is what is termed as a power supply. It's just like you moving current to power to another form of power source. Let me put it up that way, to another form of power source. So the AC voltage is first rectified to provide the DC, that's the direct current, and then filtered to produce a voltage, smooth voltage. Right? So I'd like to talk about something short about electricity. And through what I'm going to say, I'm sure most of you will get to a point. Some people will be wondering why these kind of examples are in, but at the long run, I'm sure we'll get to understand more. So electricity is a flow of negative charged particles, popularly known as electrons, or another name for it is what? Electrons, through matter. All matter enables the flow of electrons to some extent. This flow of electrons is very similar to the flow of water through pipes. Sounds similar. Sounds similar. The best way to learn about electricity is by comparing it to how water flows through pipes. That's the best way for us or for you to learn about electricity if you want to understand it more. Just compare it to how water flows in pipe. So here we have types of power supplies. Yep. Types of power supplies. We have three types of power supplies, which we have the non-modular, we have the semi-modular, and we have the fully modular. Yes, the fully modular. So you can find the images on the far left. So the first one on the far left indicates the non-modular, how it looks like. Then the one in the middle shows an image of a semi-modular, and the last one shows an image of a fully modular. Yeah. So I'll talk about it, the types. So there's just a brief one. Yeah, just a brief one. So non-modular. A non-modular PSU, which is the power supply unit, comes with all the cables that you will need are that you will need are already installed and attached to the power supply. Yes, in this is just trying to tell us that all cables we need to build or yeah to build it are already installed and attached to the power supply. So the next one is going to be semi-modular. Yes, semi-modular. The semi-modular power supply units, that's the PSUs, strike a balance between the two. So when we say strike a balance between the two, I like to use an example. So we have some cables. Let's say usually the motherboard and the CPUs are permanently attached. All right, they are attached. While other cables, that's the where we have the PCLE and we have the SATA, and then more or less are detachable. Like they are disconnected. Then the fully modular is it is a power supply where its cables and connectors are detachable here, meaning its cables and connectors are not permanently attached. They are not permanently attached. They are disconnected. So here, some differences between the types of power supplies. Okay, so the difference between the three types are: one, the non-modular power supplies have all cables permanently attached. Then the semi-modular power supplies have some cables attached. That's the what? That's the most important ones that you can see that are attached. The most important ones. Then the fully modular power supplies, as the term suggested, comes with no cable attached. Yeah, it comes with no cables attached. So here we have image. We can see some image, and we have something talking about the parts of power supplies and their functions. So you can see in the image we have basic power supplies consist of several components. So over here we can find our AC supply, we can find the transformer, we can find the rectifier, we can find the filter, we can also find the regulator as well as the DC outputs. Yep. So these are some functions of the power supplies. So I'll select some and I'll talk about it just in a brief also. Let's say the transformer. The transformer changes the incoming voltage to the needed outgoing voltage level. Yes, that's what the transformer does. Then we move to the filter. That smoothens out the waves when AC power charges to the DC. Yeah. Then the rectifier, half wave, full wave or bridge, converts the incoming power supplies from AC to the DC. Then the regulator reduces the variable voltage, the voltage left by the filter, removing any voltage surge or drops. Yes, that's what a regulator does. So these are some parts of the power supplies and its function. So some importance I would like to talk about this power supplies. So one, it converts alternating current, that's the AC, to direct currents. So the next one is provide DC voltage to the motherboard, adapters, and the peripheral devices. And lastly, provide cooling and facilitate airflow through the case. Yes, so these are some three importance I would like to share with you guys, and I'll bring everything to an end. So thank you and have a blessed day, and I hope to hear from you next time. But if you have any questions, you can leave it behind, and also please don't forget to subscribe to Vouch Initiative International on YouTube.